Northeast 360, doing a quick review of my Vertx Overland dual-use bag. It's a video that I referenced in my last. We're going to start with a little warp speed, and then we'll go right to the table and just break out the components of the bag and my thoughts on the bag in general. It's a good shot of my rainfly on the bag. Here we go.
This is the video that I promised on my last video about the bag, my get home bag, bug out / bag, or what I like to call dual use bag. This bag is a Vertx. It is the Overland series bag. So I believe it is just the gamut that they have added a few extra functions to. This is what I am now carrying in my truck as a get home bag or a long-term bug out bag. So the reason, just to brush it up, my previous video talked about it, the reason why I'm going with a much heavier bag than my 20-liter bag is the world's getting a little weird. If you hear a noise in the background, it's my Blue Yeti charging. I had to use it the other day, so it's charging. Get over it. It's not going to be the best video quality because I am actually using a cell phone because my other camera is dead. So hopefully this comes out with this one take, but we're going to start. I'm going to strip it out and show you exactly what I pack. So on the Vertx bag, you have this kind of universal to them is a little front flap. Under here is all molly. You have cinch straps, and what I am carrying currently on this bag is 2 coats. I have a inner fleece and an outer. There are 2 zippers that go down each side of the bag. Pull those cinch straps, which is kind of nice because if you're not using this as a bug out bag or anything like that, say you're just going for a day hike, you can, throw your raincoat in here, do all kinds of other stuff. But mine's a little bit more detailed. So in here, it's just the standard fleece inside of a raincoat. Both of them are Columbia. Any brand will do. You can get a bear. What are those called? Bear hoodies, bearskin hoodie, and their jacket. Doesn't matter. So right here we have a full out blowout kit, trauma kit, multiple tourniquets. The biggest thing for me is you want to be able to move to where the casualty is. That's what Bear says. I built these well before I saw Vertx and everything else. So this just rips off, separates. You have your tourniquet, your shears, pediatric style tourniquet. It's called the Slishman. And then you have a Rat's Gen 2 or Gen 3 tourniquet on the front. Inside is all your blowout stuff, plus I keep Narcan and some Band-Aids in here because I'm in law enforcement. So you never know when either someone is OD'd or you get in contact with them and you start to OD. So that's the first step. We're on the little table today. Underneath this panel, there is a little bit of space. And in that little bit of space, I have a way to build shelter. This is a heavy, heavy duty plastic tarp from, I think it's SOL. And right beside that, I have their SOL bivvy. So I have shelter there, and they slid all the way up, but I have some tent stakes. So that is what is behind that, and you can put pretty much anything behind that. You want to slide in armor, you can put armor. Really what it's meant for is to, if you don't want this flap, fold it up and tuck it underneath. So if you want that tactical look, you can have just molly out front. I like the discreet look also it allows me to carry my jacket and extra things. Moving on to the part of the bag that I hate the most are these side drink pockets. As you can see here, you're not shoving anything in here because behind them is another exterior pocket. Now in this exterior pocket I have fire starting materials, ferrocerium rods, all that jazz. I have a stove that is behind it that collapses, that you can put together. It is wedged in there, but stove, multi-fuel, twigs, whatever, it will run on it. So if I have to heat something, cook something, I have a stove to do so. In here, water key, because sometimes I'm in the city and you might be bugging out of a city. And a Sawyer filter, and I got some water tablets in there. And the system to rinse it all back out and flush it out. So that is water filtration, fire camp stove. Why I like this bag, and I wanted this bag because these wing pockets, you can put what I like to call first line gear. Hey, in an emergency, my trauma kit needs to be up front. Hey, in an emergency, I don't want to be going through the main compartment of that bag to get water filtration or start a fire. So that's why I like to call it first line gear. First strike on this bag. When you use something like this, a Nalgene bottle, doesn't have to be stainless steel. I prefer this. Good luck trying to find another one, because I've been trying to get 2 more for my kids, but I don't think Nalgene makes it anymore. But Nalgene in a cup. I'm not going to take the cup out because it's a pain in the butt. But that cup, I can put it over my stove. I can take this Nalgene. I can hang it over an open fire. I have a system that clips into that Nalgene to do so. But when this cup or this Nalgene is in here, this back side pocket is completely effing useless. And I don't know anyone that's surviving on just solely one Nalgene. Most people would carry 2. One on either side. One to balance the pack. It's useless. Like, you've got a $300 to $400 bag with useless pockets if you carry water. Now, for someone that's base camping, hiking, doing all that stuff, this makes no sense. And this is the first generation. Guess what? The second generation or third generation is exactly the same way. Useless pockets. So, buyer beware. If you buy a bag like this, they should have had Molly here, and you could have put a Vertx, water container system on the side, and could have charged you that extra money, but they didn't. So we're gonna figure that out, or I might actually just have this cut out and sew some Molly on it and do that myself. But this back pocket, useless. You can't fit anything in here. The only thing I am able to fit is I have a small sewing kit, some dog bags, and some zip ties. That's it. Nothing else fits in this bag. And that's a real sad thing for the cost of the bag. Before we get anywhere further interior of the bag. Again, so tight, even with just zip ties, it's almost impossible to zip this back up. So you're not getting into that compartment quickly. We're going to move to the top of the bag. You have a first line gear pocket in there. I carry some dude wipes, combat wipes, whatever you want to call them. Safety glasses, just in case you need shades. Because if you know, toilet paper is needed. It's needed quickly. I keep a map. I keep a new Nightcore headlamp. I'm going to talk about headlamps in another episode. And it's going to be a brief one because there's a reason why I went with this one. Super lightweight compass, all that jazz. Waterproof map, Northeast United States. And chem light holder that can click, snap it, put it in here. It's old school, and you can adjust light with that. Zip pocket. I have a rain cover for this size bag. Measure your bag, measure your rain cover. They work excellent. Write in the rain notepad. Also a good waxed paper for fire starting. I have an inhaler because my wife's asthmatic. And chapstick, which is good for everything. Your lips and starting fires. So that, zip that up. So that's that top pocket. Now we're going to move to the back. And we'll end with the interior pocket. On top, I have a shemagh, which helps out in the wintertime. Now this back pocket is a concealed carry pocket. My cameraman's telling me come closer. It's got a quick pull tab. In the back, it has its tactigami. And in the back, I do have a cheap rain cover. That's really one that I would just give to somebody else. I carry plenty of paracord. I carry a spool tool. I carry a fixed blade knife. This is one of the best fighting knives you can buy in my book. I'll leave a link. I carry 1, 2, 3 9mm Pez dispensers. I carry a Leatherman and a backup flashlight. My flashlights, headlamps, flashlights, they all take the same type of battery. It's super important, guys. The less you have to fart around looking for something, especially in a grid down or, you know, a bug out situation, the better off you are. So if you can get everything to take one type of battery, I carry 2 types of batteries in my bag. CR123s for my weapons lights, and AA batteries for my headlamp and my spare flashlight. This back pocket can also fit a hydration bladder in it or level 3A body armor. So this can also be a shield for you in that apocalyptic war. Premier body armor, I'll leave a link to it. They make all of the body armor that this company recommends to put in their bags. Everything from hard to soft to level 5 plates can fit. We're going to roll over this bag. It does have a nice top handle. I will say, why do I still buy Vertx? Because their shoulder harness system is the most comfortable I have ever worn. This bag weighs 50 pounds. And this makes it feel like nothing on my shoulders. Just the cut, the way they do it, it's perfection. Strike 2 is their crappy hip portions and belt. Just generic plastic clips, generic poly, I don't know, whatever you call that, plastic material. I'll link it. But these hip pads are just, for the money of the bag, they're tiny. They really do not hug your hip. I mean, you would have to be a very tiny person for this to actually feel and weight off of your hip. So, strike 2 on this bag. They should have put the money in for that belt, because even that, you could have put, you know, there's a little tiny, like, Molly-ish thing on it, but you could have put your drink holder there. But they didn't give you enough room. I mean, if you're 100 pounds soaking wet, maybe this is like the epic hip bag, but it's not. Not to me, anyways. All right, moving in to the interior of the bag. It unzips from the top, and it's basically wide open. So when you open up your bag, and you can put those quick pull handles anywhere you want. Say you want it just as a straight up bug out bag or a get home bag, you could throw a long gun in here, an AR-15 broken into 2 pieces, or a pistol PC carbine. Perfect. But in here, we flip over. I have another knife, one of my favorites, CRKT, excellent blade. I have Sharpies, pens, little things like that, bug spray, more chem lights, and a Gerber eating utensil. The Gerber eating utensil, it's titanium, spork, comes with a can opener and a bottle opener built into it. Highly recommend, especially when you see the food that I carry in this bag. So that is that portion of the bag. All right, next up is a zip compartment, mesh zipper. In here, I carry extra plastic bags because you just do it. You need it. I carry really a week's worth of lighting batteries. All right, these are my AA's inside of a little container. Charging cables. Lots of different charging cables. USB-C, USB, and also the same cable for an iPhone, because you never know. Do a little trade, charge somebody's phone. I carry a battery bank, which also has a flashlight built into it.
I have one of these, and I use this thing almost every day.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Has your USB plugins. You can charge it USB. It has a built-in flashlight. Has a compass, stuff like that, and they're relatively cheap on Amazon. You can get at the one that I got, my son had built-in cords. Even better. It does almost everything. Not big enough to charge a laptop, but recharge your phone, your Garmin InReach, anything like that. Definite need. CR123 batteries in a case. Stomach medication for me. Omeprazole. Another Write in the Rain book. I carry 4 bottles of water. A complete change of clothing. I'm not going to pull everything out, but a complete change of clothing inside the bag. Shamag, leather gloves, insulated leather gloves, beanie hat, cold weather stuff. I also carry some punch gloves too, because you never know when you need to break a window in a car accident. But I'm currently wearing them in my coat, so usually they're in here. Food, MREs. We eat clean. We don't eat pork, so we just put them aside or give them to family members, any of the pork ones. But beef stew for me. And what do we got here? Mexican style chicken stew. So I have 2 ready to eat meals, which also have other things in there. Treats, sweets, coffee, tea, all of the above are in there. But I also have freeze-dried food, and I have a plethora of it. I have 2 chicken curry meals, so really I have 4 days of entree meals. Now these don't have as many calories as these, all right? But I will tell you, these taste a hell of a lot better, okay? But they take time. You gotta boil water. If you don't boil the water, you need like an hour of it sitting there to hydrate. But again, you can still eat them cold. These last for 25 years. Now, I have in here, and we can open this up. I don't only just have MREs in 2 of those. I have coffee, tea things. You know, you stay in a hotel room, it's, you know, a given. I have coffee inside, I'm going to take them, and I'm going to fill it up. Liquid IV for hydration, at least 5 days worth. My other favorite survival food, nutrient survival. This is homestyle scrambled eggs. I have 5 days of breakfast as well as my dinner food, okay? Which also could be stretched like, hey, I'm going to eat this in a peak refuel and go a full day, okay? So I have those. I also have a emergency food bar inside. It's buried way deep, but I have enough to do about 8 days worth of food. Now in my truck, I carry more water. Obviously, 4 bottles of water is not going to be enough, but 4 bottles is going to get you through a day. And further down that line on that survival trip, I also have water creation tools, let's say. All right, so I can filter water. I can grab it out of a stream. I can grab it out of a building, all right, with the church key. So if I need water, I have a way of getting more. When I leave, I would take my water out of my truck. I try and shove another bottle in here or there or wherever I can. 1, 2 more bottles. I'd fill up that Nalgene, and I'd also toss 2 bottles in my coat. So I have and will be capable of traveling with multiple days of water on me. So with that, that's why this bag is so heavy. Due to the times of civil unrest, severe power outage, you know, hey, the grid is always 2 seconds. You know, you listen to any prepper, it's 2 seconds from falling, and then chaos. Yep, I get it. Clickbait. Don't want to make money on YouTube. But it's not false information. So you should have some way, if you're building a bag, you should have food. You should have appropriate clothing per the weather. If I am bugging out in summer, I'm going to have summer style clothing and some heavy clothing. I'm still going to have jeans in here. I'm going to have stuff because if you're going to trek through the woods, you're going to get all cut up. So you do want a pair of long pants, all right? But I'm going to have more appropriate summer clothing in here, all right? My fleece might come out, but if you think about it, you may want that fleece to keep warm once the lights go out. So next up, the other factor is I drive really long distances. The other day, driving out, pulled into a post office in Western Mass, and starter wouldn't start. Thankfully, kept messing with it, checked all my fuses, did all this stuff. I got it started once to get home. But again, you're in Western Mass. Do you have AAA? And if it is a collapse, AAA ain't coming for you. So you're walking home. So the only thing I would normally say to any prepper is this outside flap, try and pop a pair of boots or something like that, hang it off the bottom of the bag, just so that you have a pair of boots, because some people are in office attire. You're going to need something comfortable. I wear Keen boots all the time. I don't know if you can see them, but I wear Keen boots whether I'm on the job or not. So I always got a pair of boots. I don't need to do that. Outside of that, that is it. Times are getting crazy. My suggestion also is a lot of preppers need to get out of the fear porn aspect and back into how do you prepare. This is how I prepare. My preparedness might not be yours, but I do know once a week I'm walking with 50 pounds on my back for 3.5 to 4 miles. You got to be able to carry your gear. You got to be fit enough to carry your gear. And I am a big man that's trying to get smaller. All right, so this is the review of the Vertx. Between this bag or the base camp, it's an excellent bag. But it does have its quirks. And, you know, buyer beware. You can get through it. Do it. I suggest it. One other thing. I did not spend $350 on this bag. I bought this on eBay. I bought it on eBay for 140 bucks. So there are places that you can find deals, Facebook Marketplace, where you can get this really expensive kit because some other guy, and we all know it as preppers, I need a bigger bag. I need to carry more stuff. So this is Christian from Northeast 360. Like, share, subscribe. Sometimes I have comments open. Leave a comment if it is, and if I can help you, I will. Keep moving forward.
Leave you off with a little bit of scenic view and some music.
Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small. Way back before we blew it all. Take me back to a place where